A deadly motel shooting in Starkville. 2 men are dead, 1 was wanted for kidnapping. How the victims knew each other and how they are connected to Columbus and Memphis coming up.
And student association elections are done. We'll announce the winners next on Take 30 News.
Good evening, I'm Mercy Rain. Welcome to Take 30 News.
And I'm Thomas Hunt. We have a lot of news to get to today. We start with the shooting in Starkville. A tragic shooting at the Quality Inn in Starkville has left 2 people dead. Authorities say the incident was not random, and they are actively investigating the circumstances leading up to the fatal encounter.
Take 30's Jessica Joe has the latest details.
A quiet morning at the Quality Inn on Highway 12 turned deadly just after 11 a.m. when gunfire erupted in the hotel's parking lot, leaving 2 people dead. Officers with the Starkville Police Department responded quickly after receiving reports of shots fired. Upon arrival, police found 2 individuals who had been shot. One person managed to run to a nearby urgent care facility seeking help, but both were later pronounced dead at OCH Regional Medical Center.
There were 3 individuals involved in this incident. A female, her boyfriend, Bashawn Williams, and her cousin, Robert Mayfield. Williams was wanted by Columbus Police Department for kidnapping and aggravated assault related to this female. We're working with Columbus PD to figure out the sequence of events and how they ended up in Starkville.
I'm currently standing in Montgomery Street, where urgent care is right here and Quality Inn parking lot, the crime scene, is right there. The crime scene stretched across both locations, emphasizing close proximity of where the shooting took place and where one of the victims sought help.
I was inside my room and I heard the shots or whatever and looked out the window, seen somebody I knew. So I tried to run out the door. I got stopped by my boyfriend. He was like, no. But then, yeah, it was scary.
Police are still investigating why Williams and the other 2 individuals were in Starkville. Authorities are exploring a possible connection to a kidnapping and believe they may have been in town searching for housing, but the circumstances remain under investigation. For Take 30 News, I'm Jessica Joe.
This heartbreaking incident has shaken the community. Authorities continue to investigate and we will provide updates as more information becomes available.
Mississippi State Student Association has wrapped up their election cycle. Some results became final on Tuesday. However, the election was extremely competitive for president and vice president and went into a runoff. The winner was announced on Thursday. Let's take a look at the results. Cameron Cummings was elected as president. Carolina Heathcock was elected as vice president. Abigail Spreen was elected as secretary. And Mary Walker Foster was elected as treasurer. Congrats to all the new inductees. Time now for a first look at weather.
Yeah, guys, it's been very chilly over the past couple days. Right now, those temperatures are into the upper 30s and lower 40s all across the area. 39 here in Starkville, 43 in Columbus, 41 off in Coffeyville and Winona as well. Overall, we've been in this chilly pattern over the past couple of days, and we're going to be there another night tonight. Again, we have a light northerly breeze, and that's helping our wind chill values not be as crazy as it was yesterday. Feeling like 35 here in Starkville, as well as Louisville, 38 in Pontotoc, 38 in Coffeyville, and 36 in Winona, 37 degrees feels like in Columbus. Overall, we will be seeing those temperatures start to fall throughout the remainder of the evening. So if you are going out tonight, you're going to want the jacket. We'll be into those mid 30s and then into the lower 30s by 10 p.m., pulling in a bit more cloud cover as we head into tonight as well. So overall, still going to be pretty chilly over the next couple of hours and into tomorrow, and we're going to have another chilly morning as well. Overall, going to have that gradual warm up as we look towards this week as well. Going to start to see some 50s as we head into the weekend and possibly into some 70s as we head into next week. Thomas.
Students at Mississippi State University satisfied their sweet tooth while supporting a good cause at Delta Gamma's Milk and Cookies fundraiser. Delta Gamma's Milk and Cookies event brought together students, faculty, and families, not just for treats, but for a cause. The fundraiser supports Service for Sight, the sorority's national philanthropy dedicated to helping individuals with visual impairments.
All the DGs are able to just come and invite their roommates, invite their classmates, professors, family, and just we all get to come together and support Service for Sight and Gallant Hearts, which is our local philanthropy.
Delta Gamma's efforts show that a small act, like buying a cookie, can have a big impact in supporting those in need. Delta Gamma's next big philanthropy event, Anchor Games, happens this fall.
This past Tuesday, Mississippi State University hosted a Faculty and Staff Research and Collaboration Expo. The expo was an opportunity for different departments to foster new relationships for the betterment of the student body. Take 30's William McCurry stopped by the Culver Student Union to get an understanding of this new initiative started last semester.
Over 25 departments across Mississippi State's campus met for a Collaboration Expo for staff and faculty.
The goal of the program is to collaborate with faculty and research affiliates on campus to figure out ways that we can continue to partner with them and make our student experiences inside and outside of the classroom better.
The MSU Police Department looks for opportunities to get out of its comfort zone.
Try to collaborate, to reach out, to do things that you wouldn't normally think of for a campus police department.
Event Services wants to provide more jobs and internships through programming.
It's just different areas we can work with the university and other departments and even do programs together or projects together around the union itself.
MSU's official newspaper may have some new stories brewing.
As the Reflector advisor, I'm always looking for story ideas. So just by talking today, I've run into a couple of good story ideas.
Holmes Cultural Diversity Center wishes for new partnerships.
We're hoping to get connected with the faculty members who might have opportunities for our students, but also we can provide something for their departments as well.
Student Counseling Services is working to increase its notoriety.
We like to get our name out there, get people. We think that the more people that know about our program, the more successful it'll be and the more helpful it'll be for students.
The Office for Fraternity and Sorority Life believes the event will give departments more insight.
Learning what our students are actually involved in after 5 o'clock and knowing that it takes both student affairs as well as academic affairs to work together so that we can improve the life skills of all of our students.
Reporting locally, William McCurry, Take 30 News.
The Office of Planning and Assessment within the Division of Student Affairs says they look to continue the Collaboration Expo for semesters to come.
After the break, we will look at how scooters and bikes on campus have been affecting students going to classes.
Also, we will see how student services are helping students find housing off campus.
When it comes to making the world a better place, it's all in the numbers at Mississippi State University. Our big data science researchers are creating astonishing new algorithms to model human behavior and consumer activity to identify anomalous purchasing patterns. Interpreting the data creates heat maps that can signal fraudulent activity and even predict likely cybercrime locations and perpetrators. And as the only academic institution to team with a state-level DHS agency in the study of transactional data of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MSU is helping prevent misuse while ensuring that benefits are being used as intended. These successes are opening doors for similar research partnerships with banking, insurance, credit card, and other data-intensive industries, leading to consumer confidence in online and other transactions. Making numbers count. Mississippi State University.
Many Mississippi State students make their way to classes each day, but some of the most popular forms of transportation on campus are becoming an issue for pedestrians. Taylor Howard has more on an MSU policy that some students feel is being ignored.
The MSU campus is filled with students making their way to class daily. However, the rise in scooter and bike use has upset some pedestrians. MSU senior Jay Regan says he stays distraction-free when he walks to class.
It definitely gets a little annoying sometimes when you're on the way to class or you're leaving class and you have to worry about getting hit.
Dr. Regina Hyatt, the Vice President of Student Affairs, works on transportation policies. She says she's aware of pedestrians' feelings.
There's a lot of frustration that pedestrians express, but we've had some pretty big accidents where it's primarily where students are moving through crosswalks and they don't stop.
MSU has several rules about these policies, but some students don't follow them.
The personal transportation policy states bicycles are considered vehicles on the MSU campus, requiring students to obey yield and stop signs and avoid riding through crosswalks. Dr. Hyatt says often students disregard these rules due to a lack of reinforcement.
The policy that we have in place now is a good policy. The problem is the enforcement of that policy.
I reached out to MSU PD about enforcing personal transportation rules, but they declined to interview. For more on MSU's bike and scooter policy, students can check their school email from Dr. Hyatt for the latest updates. For Take 30 News, I'm Taylor Howard.
With more students using bikes and scooters to get around campus, the challenge is now enforcing the rules to keep everyone safe. MSU officials encourage students to follow traffic policies, but now pedestrians and riders will have to share the space carefully.
Finding off-campus housing can be a daunting task for students. Mississippi State's Off-Campus Student Services hosted a housing fair for students to find the right home for them. Our reporter Natalie Robertson has the story.
Finding the right place to live off-campus can be overwhelming for many students, but Mississippi State University's Off-Campus Student Services is here to help.
Campus Student Services, we're housed in the Dean of Students office. Our goal is to help educate students about off-campus living, provide them with resources, answer any questions that they may have about budgeting tips or just locations around Starkville, and then also highlight the resources that we provide through our online service.
From budgeting tips to understanding lease agreements, Off-Campus Student Services ensures students are well prepared for their transition to independent living. Events like the Off-Campus Housing Fair help students find apartments that meet their needs, but they also help apartment complexes across Starkville advertise their services. Kayla Body, leasing consultant at The Vista, spoke about the importance of this event.
So for students, for sure, we got to be in your face. A lot of students don't know about all of the complexes. They might know about like campus affiliated off living, but they won't know about anywhere else. So when you get the options in your face, then you know, okay, let me look at everybody, let me tour everybody.
Apartment complexes like the one behind me are ready to provide housing and amenities to Mississippi State students this year. If you are on the hunt for off-campus housing, check out Mississippi State Off-Campus Student Services. Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Natalie Robertson.
For more information about off-campus housing, visit ocss.msstate.edu.
It has been a fairly cold week for students trying to traverse campus.
After the break, we'll take a look at weather. Hopefully, warmer days ahead.
Farming can be a tough way to make a living. Weather, pricing pressures, and unpredictable swings in demand can take a toll, not only on farmers' finances, but on their mental health, as well as that of family members and farm workers. That's why Mississippi State University is spearheading a program to train extension agents to detect the signs of depression, substance abuse, and other stress-related challenges. Everyone has a bad day, of course, but this holistic view of a farmer's circumstances enables MSU representatives to recognize the difference between routine struggles and deeper, more serious issues. It may be a tough conversation, but the sooner it gets started, the sooner farmers can get help to better manage stress and continue the important work of growing the products our world needs. Caring for farms and farmers. Mississippi State University.
Hey there, welcome back. Well, we've had a very chilly week. This morning, temperatures started out into the upper teens all across the area. Yesterday, we had those really bad wind chills. Today's been not as terrible as yesterday, but still been very, very cold. Temperatures right now all across the area are into the mid 30s, in some places into the 40s. 39 here in Starkville, as well as Eupora, 41 degrees in Coffeyville, 40 degrees in Louisville, and 43 degrees in Vernon. So still quite chilly out there. Thankfully, we will begin to warm up, but it's just going to be a very, very slow process. Even though it is kind of cool outside, at least we have some sunshine. Here's a live look across most of campus right now. I know a lot of people at the baseball game, 39 degrees with some sun, just a couple more clouds starting to build in from the west as well. We'll continue to see all this cloud cover kind of push over and cover most of our viewing area as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Overall, still going to be jacket weather if you are heading out. Those temperatures falling into the lower 30s by about 10 p.m. Just still, again, those clouds start to build in a little bit. Not expecting any rain, but definitely going to be cooler and chillier as we go throughout the rest of the night. Tonight we'll be into the lower 20s, 23 degrees. It's going to be another frigid night. Unfortunately, fortunately, those winds won't be as bad like I mentioned yesterday, so those wind chill values won't be terrible. We'll have that calm wind for tonight as well. Again, if you are going out, just make sure to bundle up and layer the jackets, because we still have a bit more of that warming up process to go, like I mentioned. Again, for Saturday and Sunday, we'll be into those low 50s. Thankfully, we'll be beginning to get some more warmer air starting to push into the region. Look at next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, going to be into the 70s, going to feel like spring with some sun. So definitely look forward to the warmer weather. We just got to get through tonight and tomorrow as well. But again, it's a very important weekend here at MSU. Mississippi State versus Missouri State this weekend. 50 for Saturday, 54 as we head into Sunday, building a little bit more cloud cover by that Sunday afternoon game. But again, these temperatures aren't terrible, just on the milder side. You want to get that jacket and bring the blanket if you are heading out to the baseball game. But overall, going to be a really nice weekend. Overall, in that 7-day forecast, again, slightly warming up as we look towards Saturday and Sunday into those 50s for the weekend, and then possibly even into the 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Can be a tough way to make a living. Weather, pricing pressures, and unpredictable swings in demand can take a toll, not only on farmers' finances, but on their mental health, as well as that of family members and farm workers. That's why Mississippi State University is spearheading a program to train extension agents to detect the signs of depression, substance abuse, and other stress-related challenges. Everyone has a bad day, of course, but this holistic view of a farmer's circumstances enables MSU representatives to recognize the difference between routine struggles and deeper, more serious issues. It may be a tough conversation, but the sooner it gets started, the sooner farmers can get help to better manage stress and continue the important work of growing the products our world needs. Caring for farms and farmers. Mississippi State University. The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back, Bulldog fans. I'm Gavin Zawada with your weekly sports update around Mississippi State. Basketball picked up a milestone win this week, while baseball continues to try to start the season hot. All that and more coming up on Take 30 Sports. The Bulldogs baseball team is taking on Missouri State for another 3-game series that started today at 2. Coming off a loss to Southern Miss, State will be looking to bounce back at home. Pico Cohn took the mound today, with freshman Lucas Buckner leading off. The current score of the game is 3-1 Mississippi State. It has been an exciting week for Bulldog basketball as MSU secured a win against top 10 ranked Texas A&M. Mercy Rain got a close-up look on this win.
Tuesday night, the Texas A&M Aggies came into town to take on our Bulldogs in a battle between two top SEC teams. State, fresh off a win against rival Ole Miss, kept things rolling.
RJ Melendez starts early with a top of the three key as Keyshawn Murphy is able to pull in the rebound and goes back up for the two-hand slam. Then we see Riley Kugel slide down to help and get the steal. Next, Hubbard drives left and makes the layup off the glass. Then Melendez hits the nifty step back mid-range, pushing the lead to 17. We see Murphy get the tough turnaround jumper to fall, and teammate Sean Jones approves. Finally, Claudel hits his fourth three, and the crowd is on their feet. The Bulldogs kept the energy up while keeping the turnovers down, also setting records with 17 steals, which is the most in an SEC game in program history.
I thought in the second half especially, we won the turnover battle. I mean, to me, that was the story of the game is how many times we turned them over and turned defense to offense. And then certainly when you start making threes, that was the separation in the game.
MSU has not been playing their best basketball as of late, but guard Claudel Harris believes that they are peaking at the right time.
We're starting to play our best basketball. We aren't there yet, but it's a good sign that we're making uphill climbs going into the March Madness. And, we just got to keep building on this momentum.
Spirits were high, and the crowd finally got to storm the court after anticipation had been built for the past 17 years.
The Bulldogs will be back on the court to take on Oklahoma. The Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs have a big game ahead on Sunday against Texas A&M. With this week off, they've had time to prepare and put in the work to set themselves up for success. Debris Chapeau has more on Mississippi State women's basketball team.
This week has been the Lady Bulldogs bye week. With no games, State has had time to hone in on themselves. Coach Fred Castro, the women's associate head coach, speaks on the goals they have made for this week.
So the bye week is obviously an important week because the first half of the bye week is strictly about us. Less scout specific, more internal scouting, player personnel. There's some systematic X's and O's from an offensive and defensive perspective. We did get a little bit of a head start on Texas A&M on Wednesday. We'll let the players rest and recuperate on Thursday. Friday and Saturday will be heavy preparation for Texas A&M.
Mississippi State has taken on this bye week with full focus on bettering themselves. With the big game against Texas A&M on Sunday, they have taken pride in cleaning up the small details, not just for this Sunday's game, but for what's to come in the SEC tournament. After losing in a tough battle against the Florida Gators by a buzzer, the Lady Bulldogs understand that execution has to be their main focus. Coach Williams, the assistant coach, says that as a team, they have to recognize their strengths and use them because that is when success occurs.
I think that if you study us, when our offense is clicking, transition, clean screening, and just being aggressive, I think that we're really tough to guard, and I think we have the pieces to really make noise offensively.
Mississippi State women's basketball team has had a roller coaster of a season. However, finishing strong and making big runs in the NCAA tournament is the #1 goal they strive for each and every day. I'm Debris Chapeau with Take 30 News.
The Lady Bulldogs Senior Day will also take place on Sunday before tip-off at 2 p.m. It's all the time we have for sports today. We'll be back after the break.
Discovery. It tells our history and determines our future. At Mississippi State University, we're digging deep, unlocking an understanding of our past, validating it. Middle East exploration by faculty and students is uncovering evidence that unravels ancient mysteries. Scholars have long thought of the biblical kings David and Solomon as mythological figures. Our research offers evidence that supports their existence, boosting MSU into an international league of experts on archaeology. Now we're changing the way people think about the past, opening up new possibilities of understanding for future generations. Digging deeper, learning more.
Three organizations gathered in the Junction to fly kites and enjoy some Asian culture.
Ashlyn Knight has more on this admirable event.
The Indian Student Association, Chinese Culture Club, and Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers hosted a kite flying event to celebrate different things within the different cultures. The Indian culture celebrates in honor of winter ending and celebrating longer days.
This is a festival thing which usually tells you that winter is going to end soon. Children or elders, they started going to their roofs, flying kites by telling that they are ready to come out of their rooms or beds.
This event was held in the Junction of Mississippi State University in celebration of Chinese cultures in honor of their ancestors and fighting off evil spirits. China is also the kite capital of the world, and they are said to hold one of the largest festivals in the world.
If I'm not wrong, we just have it every year in China anyways, just to celebrate our ancestors, or ward off any evil spirits, supposedly, so yeah.
On January 14th, Makar Sankranti is celebrated in the Hindu religion across India, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Uttarayan in Gujarat, and Lohri in Punjab. Events such as kite flying, taking holy dips in rivers, preparing sweets made of sesame and jaggery, and performing prayers for prosperity and good fortune. In China, they have the Qingming Festival. It is celebrated on the 15th day after the spring equinox. During celebration, people sweep graves, burn paper money, and make food offerings. Kites are flown in the day and night to bring good luck, ward off evil spirits, and deliver messages to heaven.
As these cultures celebrate the end of winter, we sure are glad it is coming to an end as well. Now let's take a last look at weather from Belle.
Yeah, Mercy, it's been very cold over the past couple of days, and we're going to continue to see those cooler temperatures tonight as well. Thankfully, though, we're going to start to slowly warm up as we get into really this weekend, and then by next week, possibly even into the 70s. So definitely going to feel spring-like as we go into the next week as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. That is all that we have on Take 30 News. And as always, Hail State.
Hail State.